Hello everyone, this is Phantom Rider here, and today I have yet another Dragon Ball Z X Reader story. So, about 7 months ago, I had gotten a request from someone named Savannah Handock to do a Whis X Reader story, and I am immensely sorry if you are reading this, that it took so long to make, but I'm so glad to be back with making videos, and I figured, well, she has been wanting this video, so I think it's only fair to make this story first. So I'm going to be reading this story, and it's simply titled Candy, and it's a little bit more different than my other stories, but I simply am so glad. But before we get started, I just want to say how good it is to be back, and I'm going to be making as many videos as I possibly can this particular day and tomorrow and all that stuff, because I have a lot of videos to catch up on and I still have more stories to write. So I'm very, very excited. So let's get started. You laid on the couch, reading a book as to distract yourself from an awful pain in your gut. Your time of the month has come once again, and usually they weren't that bad at all. But of course, you had hit one of your worst periods while you were visiting Whis for the weekend. You were reading a cliché romance book, and the pain in your stomach kept you from focusing on the story. You groaned loudly and went into the room you were staying in for the weekend. You opened the door to your room and went to the drawers. Whis had been the one to decorate your room, and thanks to that, it was very nice. Your bed had royal blue sheets, matching pillows, and a fancy brown bed frame. The drawers were a light purple, decorated with some rhinestones and a golden rim. The walls were a light shade of your favorite color, and the floors were deep brown wooden, with a square carpet. Every time you walked into this room, you couldn't help but admire it. You remember the first time you saw it. You questioned Whis as to why you worked so hard on the room. It wasn't that difficult. Just a mere amount of imagination, and my staff made it all possible. Get your mind out of the gutter. You smiled and hopped onto your new bed. It was beyond perfect. The bed was soft, yet not overly so. It was a perfect balance between soft and comfortable. You smiled fondly at the memory and opened your drawers. You had found it. You had often kept a small candy stash stored in your drawers, since you knew just how much Lord Beerus and Whis loved Earthling sweets. You grabbed some bags of Twix and some Starbursts. You then closed your drawer and went back to the other room. You set the bags down and felt another shock of pain. You groaned and sat down. You opened up the bag of Twix and began eating a bar. You then grabbed your book and began reading again. Once you finished the bar, you reached for the next, and then the next. Once you finished eating the third Twix bar, you heard footsteps approaching you. You looked up from your book and saw Whis in the doorway. "Lady, your name? Is that you?" he said as he looked at you. You giggled and closed your book with a loud clap. "I'd say so. Besides, I doubt it'd be Lord Beerus here reading a cheesy romance book." He chuckled in response. "Of course. Are you all right? I have not heard from you all day." "I'm fine. Just a little pain is all. It's nothing that bad, though." As if to prove you wrong, Mother Nature sent a painful jolt through your stomach and you groaned. Whis felt a sweat drop before approaching you. "It's my time of the month," he said as you groaned in agony. Whis held out his hand and his cane appeared in his hand. Once he had his cane, he pushed your hands aside and laid you back on your back gently. He then took the top of his cane and rested it on your stomach. The orb started glowing along with your stomach. After a few seconds, the glowing stopped, along with the pain. Whis stood back up and smiled. "There you are. That should be enough to fix the pain." You sat up, and he was right. You smiled widely and looked up at Whis. "Thank you, Whis. I feel so much better." Whis chuckled and then noticed the bags next to you. He looked quizzically at them, and you giggled. "They're Earthling candy." "Candy?" Whis said as he seemed even more puzzled. You took a Twix bar out of the bag and handed it to him. "Try it." Whis took the chocolate and popped it into his mouth. After a few seconds of chewing, his face was overtook with shock. He then smiled and swallowed the candy. "That is delicious!" He smiled and handed him a pink starburst. "Try this. It's amazing." He unwrapped it and threw it into his mouth. This is such a burst of flavor. It tastes just like a sort of fruit." You giggled in response and went on to share your candy stash with him. Now for a time skip. Lord Beerus was walking down the hallways, looking for Whis. Whis, where are you? He then turned the corner and heard light snoring. He poked his head into the room and saw you, laying in his lap, sleeping with Whis. You were both were sleeping as soundly as babies. Lord Beerus just scoffed and closed the door quietly, leaving you both alone to your candy-filled dreams. The end. Honestly, I'm not really much of a Whis fangirl, but as I was looking at pictures of his character, I only grew more and more curious about his design and everything because he is such a fascinating character, and that's why I had so much fun making this. And I tried to keep it as realistic to him as possible, but it was so much fun making it, mainly because of how cute it was, and I am so excited for the next Dragon Ball Z story I'm going to be sharing with you guys because it is so adorable, and I am so excited to share it. But anyway, guys, this is Fan Narrator here, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.